Hi guys, my name is Matikela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So I want us to also talk about how this case is, it's either this case it's going to destroy the credibility of the judicial and the justice system of South Africa, or it's going to build it up. It's either it's going to be, when I say it's going to destroy, if Judge Rata decides that he's going to find the guys guilty based on how the state case was presented, guys, we must brace ourselves because after that, it's going to be chile for the judicial and for the law students and whatsoever. Because wow, something that is going to come out of this is going to be so bad, guys. If even the behavior of judge, that's why he must never find these guys guilty, so that everything that happened in during this case, it will be washed away with him not finding the guys guilty. I promise you, it is so bad. At the heart of this case, there is a classic criminal law principle. It is so essential. It is so essential, factual, that such that it needs to be kept sacred. Because wow, Sana, the way Judge Rata is. And also, this classic criminal law principle at the heart of it all, if one essential factual link fails, the entire inferential chain collapses. Because the Senzo case is a build or destroy kind of vibes for the justice system of South Africa. It is. For instance, the state cannot prove the presence of the accused at the crime scene. They cannot prove the movement into the crime scene. They cannot prove the transportation or pickup towards, after, into, LSJ to the crime scene. They cannot even prove entry into the entire area, Yasem Zamo section. They can't. They have nothing. Absolutely nothing. And once that happens, everything downstream becomes speculative. So right now we are dealing with speculations, narratives that are created. And in South African criminal law, courts repeatedly hold that guilt cannot be inferred from gaps. There's too many gaps, guys. Circumstantial evidence must form an unbroken logical chain. They can't do it. They are failing dismally. They are failing dismally. They have failed. If an alternative inference remains reasonably possible, the accused must be acquitted. That's criminal law 101 in SA. That is exactly what needs to happen. And here, the state is doing the opposite. They are building connections first, then looking for evidence to justify them. That is legally fatal because that is not how you do investigations. You don't arrest first and then investigate. You don't do that. Unless the people already had cases, then perhaps you can do that. I won't see fault on that. But these ones, for instance, if we can talk about 3, 4, and 5, they were already in jail, serving time for 2020. They were already in jail, serving time for 2020. Yet, these ones, they acted as if they were arrested outside somewhere in South Africa. There's a lot of things that are going wrong in that situation. There's a lot. Now, when it comes to the 5 I choose, one narrative, but no individual proof. There's one narrative. Hear me out. This is something that is very crucial to point out. It often gets overlooked. The state keeps saying 5 accused, but fail to prove the role of each individual accused. They are failing dismally, guys. This violates two core principles: individual criminal liability, fair trial rights. That's what it deals with. Those are the violations that you come across with. And also, you cannot lump accused persons together, rely on association. IBO. Substitute collective suspicion for individual proof. You can't do that. This becomes especially damaging when accused number 4 has zero evidence linking him to the crime. And to show that he has zero evidence, he is there because his besties with accused number 3. To show that there is I don't think even 5% of what is said about him in that case. But he is called common purpose together with the others. Even the investigating officer admitted he did not investigate him properly. No eyewitness identification by people who were inside the house can say, I saw accused number 4. None of them. Even the ones that were acting for accused number 2, the theatrics ended there. They can't even say, I saw the short one went inside. They can't. It's very strange, ne? It is very strange, I know. So, Nje, that is why Ujadrata really made a mistake when he did not give accused number 4 the section 174. He should have said, yeah, go home. He should have done that. He should have given Umapisa that. And why am I saying this case is problematic for South Africa when it comes to the judicial system or the justice system? The problem is that Judge Ratta interferes a lot, guys. He interferes a lot, and it's quite tiring. Judge Ratta refuses to see that this case does not fail because it is complex. It fails because its foundation is missing. You can't build a house without a foundation. The state presented a narrative, not evidence. It offered association instead of proof. It relied on conjecture where the law demands certainty. And criminal liability is not built on assumption, but on facts. Where are the facts? Because the state is alleging that the accused committed this crime together. And none of the things that they are trying to put on this accused could be proven. None. Their evidence is 0%. It's not sticking to anyone. It's not helping anything. Instead, what we have is a collapsing narrative, left, right, and center. And guess who else is making the narrative fail and collapse? It's the judge himself, with him saying, I listened to the evidence. I know this evidence. And that time he will start saying things that don't exist. He will quote case laws that don't fit what he is talking about. And there is no lawful bridge from suspicion to guilt. There is no such, guys. Even Ujadrata knows this. He knows it. But here we are. We are in a case that is supposed to end a long time ago. We are dealing with this. It's bad. Everything about it is just bad. Ujadrata refuses to see things for what they are. It's quite scary. And in this case, it's either it's going to make or kill the justice system of South Africa. Because should he find the guys guilty, people are going to be quoting this case using wrong laws. Should he find them not guilty, it will flush away with all the wrongdoings that were happening in this case. Do you see how dangerous this case is? It is quite dangerous, guys. And Ujadrata knows that common purpose cannot survive in virtue. It requires presence, awareness, conduct associating with the crime. The state can't prove any of that. Where presence is unproven, where conduct is absent, where intention is speculative, common purpose cannot exist. This case should have never went this far. This case is even screaming, please, let's stop. It's crying out for, it's not crying out for continuation, it's crying for the stop sign. It is a case crying out for judicial courage. To end a prostitution that no longer meets constitutional or legal standards. It is not a weakness. It is fidelity law. It is fidelity to the law, guys. It can't be like a weakness. And also, the state has failed. And the only verdict that is expected from this is acquittal. Ayikho nje enye into. Ayikho. There's nothing that Ujadrata can do. This case should have never reached this point. Not because it's complicated, but because it's an empty case. 5 people on the dock, but the state cannot place them at the crime scene, cannot prove how they got there, cannot prove they entered the area, cannot prove they acted together. So the question becomes unavoidable. Why are we still here doing the case? They told us there was a chain of evidence, a watertight case, but when one link breaks, the whole chain collapsed. And here, every link is broken. One accused wasn't even investigated. Let that sink in. No witness, no identification, no forensic proof, nothing. Yet the trial marches on. Why? Why are we wasting time? Because when the state stumbles, the court steps in. It's quite sad. Anyway, guys, what are your thoughts when it comes to this? Let's talk in the comment section. I want to hear your views. Thank you so much. I will see you on our next video. Bye-bye.